I'm going to preview the 1 seed Duke versus 2 seed UConn men's basketball game, which will be played tomorrow at 4:05 p.m. Central Time on CBS. And I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. Obviously, this is in the East region where the game will be played at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. As of right now, Duke is favored by 5.5. Might as well go over overall records for both these squads here. UConn is 32-5 overall and 17-3 in the Big East, while Duke is 35-2 overall, 17-1 in the ACC. And Duke just literally beat a Big East squad last night, though it was close against St. John's, 80-75. And we all know that UConn won their last game. They were up by double digits at halftime, but Michigan State fought back, but UConn still won, 67-63. We also will have to wait and see about the injury report for both these squads going into tomorrow's game. I'm going to go over some players on both these squads and then go over keys to the game for both. Just so y'all know. And I apologize if I butcher any names in advance here. I'm going to start with UConn side of things, the lower seed. Obviously, the first player to keep an eye on for UConn is Terrace Reed Jr., number 5, 6'11", 265 pound center. That is a senior. 14.3 points per game, 8.8 rebounds per game, 2.4 assists per game, 1.9 turnovers per game, 2.9 blocks per game. 0.9 steals per game, then 2 blocks per game, 2.9 fouls per game, 0 for 3 on threes, 59% on free throws on 134 attempts. There's Alex Carabane, number 11, 6'8", 230 pound forward as a senior, 14.3 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game, 1.1 turnovers per game, 0.8 steals per game, 0.8 blocks per game, 2.1 fouls per game, 39.3% on threes on 183 attempts, 85.3% on free throws on 75 attempts. There's also Solo Ball, number 1, 6'4", 200 pound guard as a junior, 13 points per game, 3.2 rebounds per game, 1.3 turnovers per game, 1.8 fouls per game, 29.8% on threes on 238 attempts, 85.5% on free throws on 110 attempts. There's Braylon Mullins, number 24, 6'6", 196 pound guard as a freshman, 12 points per game, 3.5 rebounds per game, 1.3 turnovers per game, 1 steal per game, 0.7 blocks per game, 2.8 fouls per game, 33.2% on threes on 193 attempts, 88.2% on free throws on 34 attempts. There's Silas Demery Jr., number 2, a 6'4", 195 pound guard as a junior, 10.4 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game, 6.1 assists per game, 2.3 turnovers per game, 1.6 steals per game, 2.5 fouls per game, 40.5% on threes on 79 attempts, 80.9% on free throws on 131 attempts. There's Eric Ryby, number 12, 7'1", 260 pound center that is a freshman, 6.4 points per game, 3.5 rebounds per game, 0.6 turnovers per game, 0.8 blocks per game, 2.2 fouls per game, 30.8% on threes, but that's on 13 attempts, 52.1% on free throws on 48 attempts. There's obviously Jaden Ross, number 23, 6'7", 205 pound forward as a junior, 4.7 points per game, 2.4 rebounds per game, 0.6 turnovers per game, 0.8 steals per game, 1.7 fouls per game, 37.7% on threes on 61 attempts, 69.7% on free throws on 33 attempts. There is Jalen Stewart, number 3, 6'7", 225 pound forward as a junior, 4.85 points per game, 2.7 rebounds per game, 0.8 turnovers per game, 1.6 fouls per game, 36% on threes on 50 attempts, 59.3% on free throws, but that's on 27 attempts. There's Malachi Smith, number 0, 6'1", 180 pound guard as a senior, 3.5 3.5 points per game, 3 assists per game, 1 turnover per game, 0.8 steals per game, 1.2 fouls per game, 46.5% on 3 is on 43 attempts, 53.2% on free throws, but that's on 47 attempts. Obviously, I'm not going to go over every single player, and there's no need to go over more. It looks like. And once I go to Duke side of things, what's at stake for in terms of the programs for both on going to a Final Four? I'll go over that after I go over Duke. Obviously, the first player to keep an eye on for Duke is Cameron Boozer, number 12, 6'9", 250-pound forward as a freshman, 22.4 points per game, 10.3 rebounds per game, 4.1 assists per game, 2.5 turnovers per game, 1.4 steals per game, 0.6 blocks per game, 1.7 fouls per game, 39.6% on threes on 134 attempts, 79% on free throws on 272 attempts. There's Isaiah Evans, number 3, 6'6", 180-pound guard that is a sophomore. 15.2 points per game, 3.3 rebounds per game, 1.1 turnovers per game, 0.7 steals per game, 0.6 blocks per game, just 0.6 blocks per game, 1.2 fouls per game, 36.2% on threes and 276 attempts, 85.7% on free throws on 112 attempts. Now, I will say the next guy he's been back for the last 2 games, and it's Patrick Gongba II, number 21, 6'11", 250-pound center that is a sophomore, 10.2 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, 1.4 turnovers per game, 0.6 steals per game, 1.1 blocks per game, 2.8 fouls per game, 27.6% on threes, but that's on 29 attempts, 66.9% on free throws on 127 attempts. There's obviously Caleb Foster, and he just came back for the first time in 20 days last night, and he played 19 minutes. That's big for them. Number 1, 6'5", 205-pound guard as a junior, 8.5 points per game, 3.6 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game, 1 turnover per game, 1.7 fouls per game, 39.8% on threes on 98 attempts, 58.2% on free throws on 55 attempts. There's Caden Boozer, number 2, 6'4", 205-pound guard as a freshman, 10.5 points per game, 2.2 rebounds per game, 2.9 assists per game, 1.3 turnovers per game, 0.8 steals per game, 1.5 fouls per game, 29.2% on threes on 65 attempts, 79.7% on free throws on 69 attempts. And there's Dame Sarr, number 7, 6'8", 209-pound guard as a freshman, 6.3 points per game, 3.8 rebounds per game, 1.1 turnovers per game, 1 steal per game, 1.9 fouls per game, 31.5% on threes on 130 attempts, 55% on free throws, but that's on 60 attempts. Well, this next one is going to be a doozy of a name. Nicholas Kamania, Khamenia, number 14, 6'8", 215-pound guard as a freshman, 5.7 points per game, 3.3 rebounds per game, 0.8 turnovers per game, 0.6 steals per game, 1.8 fouls per game, 33.3% on threes on 102 attempts, 67.3% on free throws on 49 attempts. There's Malik Brown, number 6, 6'9", 225-pound forward as a senior, 5.1 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game, 1.2 turnovers per game, 1.8 steals per game, 0.6 blocks per game, 2.7 fouls per game, 16.7% on threes on 30 attempts, 50% on free throws on 34 attempts. And really the last player to go over is Darren Harris, number 8, a 6'5", 195-pound guard as a sophomore, 3.4 points per game, and 0.7 fouls per game. Honestly, then 33% on threes on 69 attempts, and 76.9% on free throws on 39 attempts. Now, what's at stake for both? Okay, UConn is trying to go to the first Final Four, obviously, since back-to-back national championships in 2024 and 2023, respectively. And that would be their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th overall they're looking for. Yep, they're looking for their 8th overall, and obviously Duke is looking for their wanting to go back-to-back Final Fours here, and they're looking for their 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 19th overall, it looks like. Because that's 6 right there on one row. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yep, they're 19th overall. Obviously, whatever you did right last game, you got to bring this game. Obviously, whatever you did wrong last game, you got to correct, because if not, it might cost you in this type of game. You got to make adjustments on the fly, both offensively and defensively, not just from first half to second half, but during those halves. You got to keep your composure, because the last thing you want is like a flagrant foul or a technical foul. I'm just saying that right now. And you got to do this for your seniors, aka your one-and-dones as well. Surely you want to go to a Final Four instead of finishing in the Elite Eight. I'm just saying that right now. You got to hustle the other team. You got to limit your foul trouble while getting the opposing team in foul trouble. That would be big in this type of game. Now, on defense, you got to contain the shooters, contain the slashers. You got to limit the points in the paint some. You got to limit those second chance points. And especially the best way to do that is getting defensive rebounds. And also you want to key on those better players, and especially those role players, because you don't want them to go off on you and be the unsung heroes to win the game over you. And you don't want to let them live at the free throw line either, because that'll give them chances at the line and extend the lead or get closer. But you guys get the point, or get the lead even. You got to limit the points on turnovers in this type of game. You got to limit the transition points, because it's a lot easier to score in transition than any half court. Sometimes. And you got to create some turnovers. And you got to be good in late game situations, both offensively and defensively, in this type of game. Now, in offense, sometimes your best offense comes from your defense. So go get some points out of turnovers. Obviously, you want to get those second chance points. You got to get some points in the paint, whether it's a drive to the basket, a pick and roll, or straight up post up. It doesn't really matter. You got to get to the free throw line. And once you get to the free throw line, you got to make your free throws count. Because that could be the difference in the game sometimes. You got to get some good shot selection, and you got to take care of the ball, and got to get some offensive boards and get some second chance points here. And it would be huge if your best players step up in this type of game. This is besides your role players, because those role players could play the unsung heroes to make a further run in the NCAA tournament. So you guys get the point. And I know Duke hadn't played that great since really the start of the NCAAs, but now they're healthier. Still, though, UConn is a good enough opponent that could take down Duke. Nobody's been able to up to this point. I mean, Duke had to come back and beat a 16th seed. They had a big run against TCU in the second half. That was the ultimate difference in the game. And obviously last night they were pushed against St. John's. So it's not like there's some invincible squad by any means. But now they're healthier. And maybe that's why they struggled up to this point. So for Duke, you got to start faster, obviously. And you got to be resilient if you're down in this game. And try to chip away as much as you can. And you can't get everything back at once. So we're going to honestly wait and see what happens. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe, and see you guys later on Reddit. 8_scores ultimate goals now is more some more scores like video. Comment really helps YouTube better. Some more people see it, and the video does help as well. Some more people can watch it. If you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well.